Public Investment Corporation acting CEO Matshepo More was placed on precautionary suspension on Tuesday. It's the organization's second acting head in a matter of months. More's suspension comes after allegations of interference with the PIC inquiry. ENCA's Hadi Jakos has been following the inquiry for us.
Matshepo More is being accused of trying to impede the PIC inquiry's work. It's believed PIC staff have been facing disciplinary hearings, suspensions and dismissals as a result of their testimony. The board says More's suspension is to ensure free participation of staff at the inquiry. Vuyani Hako will act in her capacity for now. It comes after a victory for the PIC in the North Gauteng High Court. It ruled a compliance notice issue by the company's Intellectual Property Commission for the PIC to recoup billions it invested in AO Technology Solutions was unlawful. That said, the PIC said it will carry out steps to recover the funds without delay. This as the inquiry itself touched on another deal the PIC was involved in, Mobile Specialized Technologies. The company which manufactures buses had asked for a loan of 21 million rand, but it seems the deal didn't go as planned.
The client's non-compliance with reporting undertakings, in this case audited financial statements, and the lack of cooperation regarding the special notarial bond registration was tabled at the PIC meeting held on 26 February 2019. Due to the fact that a reasonable period had passed during which all team members had made efforts to ensure the fulfillment of the client's obligations to no avail, the PMC made a decision to refer the matter to legal counsel for the purposes of enforcing PIC's rights under the agreement.
Hadi Jakos in Pretoria.
The Reserve Bank has kept the repo rate unchanged at 6.75%. This means the prime lending rate also remains steady at 10.25%.
Given current economic vulnerabilities, prudent macroeconomic policies combined with structural reforms that raise potential growth and lower the cost structure of the economy have become even more urgent. The MPC takes note of the recent inflation outcomes and welcomes the moderation in inflation expectations. The overall risks to the inflation outlook are assessed to be more or less evenly balanced. Key upside risks are rising administered prices, including electricity and water tariffs, rising domestic food prices in the outer years, and higher international oil prices. Downside risks include lower global inflation and an extended period of monetary accommodation in advanced economies. Against this backdrop, the MPC unanimously decided to keep the repurchase rate unchanged at 6.75% per annum.
Taxpayers who visited SARS branches on Thursday were greeted by closed doors and empty offices. Workers belonging to trade unions Nehau and Public Servants Association went on strike, demanding 11.4% salary increase, the employers offering 7%. Meanwhile, SARS has obtained a court interdict to limit where workers can picket. Dimakazo Tugwana has the details.
Not only are SARS offices around the country closed, the call center too isn't operational.
Welcome to the SARS Contact Center. Please be aware that due to the strike, your call might take longer to get answered. We apologize for any inconvenience caused.
The shutdown also extends to the country's port of entry, and a protracted strike could have an impact on the ailing economy. That's because people may not be able to take delivery of their imported goods, impacting their bottom line. What's more, SARS may not meet its collection targets.
We can confirm that SARS 1 will not reach its target, and also the financial year and the last day will not be the same as any other year because workers will be outside.
There were no talks scheduled between the employer and unions on Thursday. SARS say mediators are now in charge of when wage talks will resume. Workers have rejected the employer's 7% offer, saying they don't want slave wages.
We understand the attitude of SARS. It is because they are taking mandate and instruction from Tito Mboweni, who said there shall be no salary increase for the next 3 years.
We are worth more than what we get paid.
We are looking after the SOEs and everything, because every money that we as SARS collect go to Treasury, and Treasury dishes it out to all the other state departments.
As the impasse continues, workers here say they are prepared to fight on until their demands are met. It means that for now, taxpayers have no way of engaging with the revenue service. Dimakatso Tugwana in Alberton, Ekurhuleni.
Incoming SARS boss Edward Kieswetter has vowed to bring stability to the revenue service. Kieswetter warned tax evaders he'll leave no stone unturned. He's also promised to prioritize restoring the confidence of staff and the general public in SARS. Kieswetter will officially replace Acting Commissioner Mark Kingan in May.
We know that there's a direct correlation between the confidence that the public has in SARS and the level of compliance that we have, and the level of compliance has a direct correlation on the level of revenue that we are able to collect. And then, of course, I always say people, everything begins and ends with people, and that's why I share with you my first two priorities will be to address internally and engage our employees, and externally to engage the public of South Africa. But very importantly, also important is to immediately address the deficits in revenue.
The Finance Minister demands an explanation from SANRAL following the suspension of e-toll collections. Details coming shortly.